Chelsea look good. Cole Palmer is unstoppable. And I am not happy. I'm not happy because Chelsea look a lot better than us. But I also swapped Palmer for Saka in FPL because I thought Saka was going to bag versus Leicester. The 1 week Palmer scores 4 goals. It's the 1 week. I don't have him in FPL. We're not here to talk about FPL. We're here to talk about Chelsea versus Brighton. A game where Chelsea do look vulnerable defensively, but did cause their own issues. But how did Chelsea not score 8 goals today? The maddest thing about Cole Palmer is I think he missed 2 big chances and created like 3 big chances. How did Chelsea not score 8 goals today? This Chelsea side looks like they can score 5 goals a game, and everything is coming from Cole Palmer. I am convinced he's not real. So let's talk about Cole Palmer. Let's talk about Sancho. Let's talk about Chelsea. I'm going to give you my thoughts as a Manchester United fan on Chelsea, who, to be honest, had an XG 3.19, but it felt like their XG must have been 8. They were all over Brighton. Now, Brighton caused issues. Chelsea had some issues in defence today. Brighton definitely looked like having an extra goal on them. But Chelsea were the better team. And for the most part, Chelsea played good attacking football. And if I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm going to be saying, like, I'd be happy. I saw a bit of negativity around Chelsea on the overlap, but I don't understand that. I think Chelsea are playing good football. Like, it's not amazing, like 10 out of 10, this is going to win you a league title football. But considering you came, 7th or 6th last year, you look a lot better than you did last year, and it's about progress this season. And I think Chelsea are in a good area. They're on the right track, but we have to talk about Cole Palmer. I'm not happy. I'm not. I took him out of FPL. I'm fuming. At least if it's in my FPL, I could be somewhat happy about Chelsea having a player that's so good. I wish he played for Man United. But 4 goals and a half. 4 goals and a half of football. This guy is not human. 4 goals and a half. I think he also created like 3 big chances within the first 10 minutes of the second half, or 3 chances, 3 key passes. First player to score 4 goals in the first half of Premier League football. The free kick was amazing. It wasn't even like they were bad goals. He scores like a worldie of a free kick. Cole Palmer's like, don't just score penalties, I score free kicks, I score worldies from outside the box, I can get 4 assists in a match, and I can get 4 goals in a match, and I can score tap-ins, I can score long-range goals, I can finish. Because Chelsea could have had 8 goals today, but there was one guy that was Mr. Clinical, and that is Cole Palmer. We will talk about him in a second, but I have to say, I was entertained. Chelsea Football Club, I don't want you to win, but you are keeping me entertained. So, fair play to you. Because, you know what? You could have conceded a few goals today, but that being said, you did it to yourself. You made your own errors. And Brighton there was times where I felt that Chelsea do look a bit defensively vulnerable this season, but going forward, it's ridiculous. And then you could just take Nkunku on the bench, João Felix on the bench, Pedro Neto on the bench. You could even say Mudryk on the bench, which I think this was a kind of game for Mudryk today. I just think, like, I was seeing Brighton making these last-minute clearances and stuff as well. And then Nicholas Jackson maybe could add 1 or 2 more. He ran his socks off today, but he just wasn't clinical. And I have Nicholas Jackson in FPL. I thought, well, I only need one of Jackson and Palmer. I'll go with Jackson because he's the striker. I'll put Saka in. What are you doing, Alice? Anyway, enough of FPL because I'm still fuming. But Brighton are a difficult team to beat. Brighton beat us 2-1. I was not happy. I do think that Man United deserved a point versus Brighton when we played them, but we weren't clinical. I actually thought Enzo Fernandez had a good game. He's been getting a lot of stick online, but I thought he had a good game today. Cole Palmer just isn't normal. His weight of pass, I think he could have had 3 assists today. His finishing is unbelievable. His IQ, his link-up, his decision-making, his everything. He could have got 8 goals or assists. I mean, Jackson pressing was good. Madueke worked hard. I think the front four did well. I think Sancho played well. I think Chelsea played some brilliant football. I think I've seen a bit of negativity around Chelsea online, and I don't get it. I thought you were good even the game you lost to Man City. I think Chelsea have been one of the best teams in the Premier League this season, and I made a video on it 2 days ago. I think Chelsea have had an unbelievable start to the season, and if you don't see that, you're being unrealistic about where Chelsea are at, what the expectations are this season, and how they are more than on track and doing very well. I'm a Man United fan. Chelsea are playing better football than us. They look better than us, and Maresca's been there a couple of months. Like, I think Chelsea fans should be really happy with where they're at, and I think most are, to be fair. Cole Palmer, this guy needs to be stopped. I want Man United to sign him. I would do anything for this guy at Manchester United. 4 chances created, 2 big chances created, 6 key passes, and 4 goals. And the 25 FPL points he reminds me of at the bottom. Ridiculous. He's not normal. I said this, forget Foden, forget Bellingham, Palmer is England's guy. I'm saying this as a Manchester United fan. Palmer is England's best player. Foden, good player. always scrapping an England shirt. A little bit overrated. I'd take Foden. I'd take Palmer over Foden any day of the week. I'll say that now. I like Phil Foden, but Cole Palmer should have won Player of the Year last year over Foden. Cole Palmer was better than Phil Foden last year and in a worse squad, but people like Phil Foden because he's more aesthetically pleasing. Palmer is better than Phil Foden. Palmer, I would take him over Bellingham in the 10 role at England. I generally would. I think he's that good. I mean, he gets a 10 out of 10 performance today. That's just ridiculous. 2 expected goals, 4 key passes, 2 big chances created. I'm pretty sure this guy literally had 4 goals and then within 10 minutes of the second half created 3 chances. I mean, this is what I wrote about Cole Palmer, and I wrote this a while back, to be honest. Some of this. I wrote the first bit today, but the bottom bit a while back. He is a mixture of output, technical skill, vision, IQ, and decision making. He's got the IQ, he's got the technical ability, and he's got the output. And that's what you want in a player. 4 goals within 10 minutes of the second half. Ridiculous. I mean, 3 key passes, could have maybe had 3 assists. It's ridiculous. I don't have the words to explain how good Palmer is. Because he can find space between the defensive lines to lock in the defence. Brighton were playing a high line, Brighton were playing a risky game, and Chelsea were constantly finding space in behind. And when they did, it was like the Brighton players were in slow-mo. Chelsea, and it was Palmer. His vision, his locking, and every time he passes, it's like he's got the perfect weight of pass. Every time Cole Palmer passes the ball, it's with this perfect weight of pass, this perfect technique. I don't know how he does it. His vision, his passing, his delivery, he's got it all. The way he can control the game, the way that everything flows for him, the way that, last season we saw him drift down the right a lot, but probably because he was playing on the right. But this season, he's playing to the left, he's playing to the right. He's everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. He is the rhythm of Chelsea. He is excelling in that 10 role under Maresca. And it's like, you're playing bad, Palmer will play well. You're playing good, Palmer will play well. He's that guy. You look at this here against Premier League midfielders this season. First for assists, first for goals, first for non-penalty goals, first for expected assists, second for key passes, second for shot assists, second for average pass length. He's not human. He's not human. He's 3 hat-tricks for Chelsea. If he gets one more hat-trick, he's the all-time best hat-trick person. He's made 39 appearances. And this is what people said. This is the replies to Fabrizio Romano announcing a year ago that Chelsea signed Palmer. Back in August last year, 45 million with a player with 0 PL goals. Strange deal this, if he was that good, City don't sell. I don't see anyone analysing where Chelsea paid 40 million for a player with 0 goals. 40 million, Chelsea scouts are the laziest and worst. 45 million used to get you Zidane. Now it gets you City ball boys. This is what people thought when Chelsea signed Palmer. It's not human what he is doing at Chelsea. He's become the first player in Premier League history to bag 3 goals in 1 half. He's 22 years of age. He has 10 goal contributions so far this season. He won the PFA Player of the Year. He's nominated for the Ballon d'Or. This guy, in the space of a year and 2 months, has gone from, good City kid with potential, maybe you'll make it, to name me 5 better players than him. Name me 5 better players than Cole Palmer right now. Can you? Can you actually? No, you can't. You can't. I mean, even H said it. 4 goals, 2 big chances created, 4 key passes, 2 big chances missed, 3 performance, and it is. And Cole Palmer's man of the match. He is the talking point. But we'll talk about Sancho. He gets an assist. He's got 3 assists at Chelsea. Yeah, he can't even be bothered to show up to Man United training. But he was good today. He was good today, Sancho. He won the penalty. I think him and Palmer was working well, and he's improving at Chelsea. And I am a bit salty about how it went with Man United and Sancho. I wanted him to go because he was a knob in training. But there's no doubt in my mind that I would rather Sancho be playing than Anthony, but Sancho didn't want to play. And, but I'll be honest, I think he was good for Chelsea. I think he'll be good under Maresca. And, Chelsea got a lot of quality in attack. You've got to give credit where he's due. Looks better, created a chance, got the assist, 3 assists for Chelsea. I think he's growing and I think he's someone that will get better and better. And I think he can be a good signing for Chelsea. And that is what it is, hey? I mean, I still think it was right for United to let him go. I said I'd rather him go to Juventus because we know what he was when we saw him at Dortmund and it didn't work at United. Now, before I talk about Viega, before I talk about a few other things about Chelsea, I just want to say one thing, and I will put a link in the description, but I've been nominated for the Football Content Awards this year. The FCAs. I've been nominated for 3 awards, Best in Video, which you can see on the screen, but I've also been nominated for Best Club Content Creator, which is Premier League, which is my analysis of the Premier League on all the clubs online. And I've also been nominated for Best Influencer, which does have people like Fabrizio Romano, so I think I've got no chance of winning that. But there will be a link in the description to vote me for those 3 awards in the FCAs. It would mean a lot if you did. Jackson. I think Jackson worked hard. I think he's got everything but the finish, and he's in my FPL. This was what I did. I thought, you know what, Isak might be injured. I need to change a few things around. But João Pedro was also in there. I thought, I'll take Havertz and Palmer out, and I'll bring Jackson and Saka in, so then I can swap out. Isak can have a bit more money. Silly me. Anyway, this guy, Vega, I think it's always good when he comes on, wins back the ball, pretty beast player. I like this guy. I think he's going to be a good signing. I want to see more of him. I like this guy. I like Lavia. Do you know what's annoying is I like Colwill. I like Lavia. I like Viega. I think Chelsea have some really good players. We're talking about the attacking depth, but they have some really good players. And I saw this from Sack, actually, as I was about to go live. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to include this at the end. He said, funny to sit here and look back at the mental reaction to what happened after Chelsea lost to City in the first game of the season where they looked decent. And naturally things have started quite nicely under Maresca, and it's true. Chelsea played well versus Man City. Like, you guys looked all right versus Man City, and if you lose to Man City, it's not the end of the world. Like, it's Man City. If you lose to Man City and you've played all right, and Man City are title favourites and you finished 6th for last year, it's not the end of the world. And there was a negative reaction to Chelsea, but I think Chelsea are in a good place. I think Chelsea are in a good path, and I think you play good football, and I can't lie, I've done a video on it the other day. Like, I rate what Chelsea have got. I'm surprised, because I predicted Chelsea to finish 4th, 5th. No, I didn't. I predicted Tottenham to finish 4th, Man United to finish 5th, Newcastle to finish 6th, and Chelsea to finish 7th. Or something like that. But I was very wrong, because Chelsea looked like probably them and Villa competing most for top 4, maybe. Thank you for watching. Bye.